Hi everyone. Welcome to the live stream. All right, I'm only doing an hour. So I got a background sound there as well. I could probably turn this off. Give me a second. All right. Mercury retrograde's going funny. Hold on, let me get this right. Disconnect this because all I'm hearing is music and the two devices that my headphones could go with. It just doesn't it's weird anyway. It's definitely the Mercury retrograde thing going on. All right. Well, welcome to your reading. I don't know if y'all saw new timeout length. You can now put people in timeout for different lengths. Okay. I guess I could put people in timeout. All right. It says I'm live. Okay, for 1 minute. Right on. Okay. Just making sure. I'm just going to put these aside here. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the collective Well, actually, today we're doing something a bit different. It is alive. We're in honor of being in between the. And you can always watch the replay, right? So it doesn't matter. Time is relative. So this is about revocations. So we're going to do revocations. And specifically, one that's been traveling the collective a little bit. It's a lesser one, but it's still part of our reality. So we are doing a revocation for specifically the Jezebel type of energy. Yeah. Whether there's people or not, it don't matter. It's still be available for everybody. I hope you could hear me right. I am hoping. So give me a second here. I'm just gonna put this differently here so it doesn't take too much heat. Okay, I'm watching the levels, so hopefully you can hear me right. It sounds awfully low, doesn't it? All right. We're just going to give it a second here. I didn't advertise it. It's whoever sees it online. Whoever comes by it. All right. So, yes, the energy of Jezebel, the energy of sexual attachments. Yeah, we might even pull some cards of the untethered soul. Like you're not attached to this. So only the human ego that's attached to this reality mostly. Even Einstein said that this is a very even Einstein said it was a very stubborn energy to be in, which is 3D reality, right? All right. So this is a condor feather, energies of the south. A lot of the ones that were caught up by this energy, the divine feminine. So, but we're gonna honor both divine feminine, divine masculine, and I have a whole revocation. Hopefully, it's loud enough, so I'll try. So let's see what happens. So I got my water here. Just give me a moment. Grab my water, bring it closer, get everything ready. We are listening to 300 violins. It says no copyright music. As far as I know, I only got dinged once for YouTube, and I had used the same background sound, and they said it dinged me. It didn't affect anything, but it just said this is copyrighted material. And I was like, it's all over YouTube as no copyright music from different sources, not just from the same one. So I don't know. Water's life. And I have my cranberry juice, but it's, the kind of cranberry juice that's very bitter. So I kind of wash it down with water so it's not so bitter. All right. Basically, it's a revocation. And it's to bring certain energies. Oh yeah, I'll like the smudge. Just one moment. I'm getting directions on what should be done here. So I do have some sage here, and I have Palo Santo. I'll be right back. Just grab. All right. Palo Santo must be in the car. It's all good. We have some sage here, so we'll light it up and create a sacred space for all those that will participate now and in the future. Time is relevant. It really is. All right. All right. This is nice. Okay. So that is there. Crystals are all aligned. We is good. All right. Let's get this show on the road. What will we start with? Like the revocation as a whole. Yes, a whole thing. The structure was given by a teacher that does these, and what you put in it became something. So mine was specifically what you could describe as the energy of Jezebel. Would always be around. People coming to you under the guise of loving you, yet it's all lust. That's all it is. It's been lust the whole time, trying to make a life with that, and there you have resistance. You're wondering, how come it's not working? Well, it's because they're under that influence and you didn't see it. It's like, oh, that's a big piece of humble pie now, is it? But it was to learn my own discernment. So this is a revocation. It will be useful for many, just hearing it or even saying it yourself, right? And I know I have a hyper energy in the background, but it's to fast track the healing. You understand? Right now we're in between the two eclipses. So it's how you want it to, if you want it to go through real fast. Like this is a fast track. You got to be ready. It's what do you call it? Radical acceptance, radical change. So see it as you will. What doesn't make sense, you won't be on this channel anyway. However, whatever doesn't resonate, out the window, throw it out the window, right? My window's right there. Yours could be there. Yours could be there. It's up to you. I'm playing here. All right. So what do we got? We're going to start with the untethered soul. That's what I had suggested in the beginning. And I did not advertise. It's okay if there's nobody. These things are timeless. It'll come with time. Whenever you arrive, you're here at the right time. All right. Whoa. Deep inner release is a spiritual path in and of itself. It is a path of non-resistance, the path of acceptance, the path of surrender. Yeah, let go of the old ways type of thing. So this is the words on the replay. You could pause it. But there will be more. This is the living life part of it. I don't know if you can see it. It's very faint. All right. What else? I happened to read that one because it was in the deck, but facing upwards. So it's all good. It was just the only one that was facing upwards, and I happened to see it. So I said, okay, it's relevant. It's there. So for those of you that are wondering, I'm Tina from Cosmic Turtles, and we do usually collective reads. Today's a little special one. There's a storm going on. It was like right now it's past 12 p.m. It was the 4/4 portal. They say April 4th. People are assigning a lot of definition or importance to certain numbers that repeat. And it does make sense for those of you that follow numerology. For me, I just see it as in between the time of eclipses. Woo. But to each his own, because I'm the messenger and my own opinion is only for myself. It's not for anybody else. All right. So let's see here. We have enthusiasm, joy, and love. If you can feel that all the time, then who cares what happens outside? You can pause it on the replay to read it. And the other one that came out was also, your God is in ecstasy and there's nothing you can do about it. And if God is in ecstasy, I wonder what he sees when he looks at you. Total awe and reverence for you, the aspect of God that came to this reality to forget who you are and come back to who you are. Through all the resistance and all the challenges that is unimaginable, we do it. I remember being in college and it was we did software development and gaming. And the ones that were part of software development, they would be the beta testers for the ones that created games. In a game, you can make it as easy or as complicated as you want, right? Think of this as the game of life. Although you feel real things, and if you lose your life, you lose it for real. Like, it's not like, oh, I can go back and start back from the checkpoint. It's not the same. Not this one. Not this lifetime. All right, it's a little weird to me. There it is. Right. So that's the beginning of this revocation. What is a revocation? There's revocation and revocation, invocation. So one is to push away. It's like creating your healthy boundaries upon certain things, thoughts or things, beliefs, things. Like it's going to be intangibles as well. It's just we see intangibles as tangibles when it comes to how it affects our life. Emotions are intangibles. But when emotions make you all overwhelmed, it becomes a real thing. It becomes tangible, but only within your human experience. Not so much so on the outside in the 3D world and how they explain it. Okay, so just know the difference. Revocation is to rebuke, to push away, send back, push away from, because you're creating a sacred space. Invocation is inviting in. So this is a revocation. And it's pretty serious. If you want to take a model and make one of your own, that's great. Take the basic parts of where you say what, and then after that you create your own. It's rewriting your reality, basically. But what we're doing right now is more on the personal level than the outer reality. It's more of the internal reality. And it's especially things that could bother a lot of people. So I chose, I said, the energy of Jezebel. Jezebel is the lust entity that disguises itself as a love entity when everybody's looking for their twin flame or looking for their love, and they end up with a fake twin flame, or they end up with a fake love, or they end up with a karmic, and they're wondering why, because I did everything right. Yeah, maybe you had too much allowance, maybe there's all kinds of things. All I'm doing is doing a certain prayer. If you hear it, it'll help. If you want to hear it. That's why I gave some time before I actually do it, not just jump into it. Because regardless if you are a karmic or a divine, or being on its divine path, it don't matter. Y'all in the divine friggin' matrix, so it doesn't matter. Wherever it is that your incarnation is, this could help you, and I'm giving you the chance to choose if you want to listen to it or not. I'm giving the respect on both sides. Okay? Just so you know. I came into the incarnation of this life to resolve some karmic shit. Went through stuff. Yeah. Reacted the normal way like any other human. And then after that, something switched. And then I was on my divine path because I had consciously chosen an interest, a path, something. I said something right, and then it sent me on the other path. And what happened was it became harder. And anyone else that stayed on the karmic path, it was easier for them. It seemed that wasn't the true internal reality of those people. But then I did not know what was going on in the inside until I experienced my own. So now that I have experienced my own in all kinds of ways, I have an understanding of both paths. This is going to surprise the crap out of a lot of people because they're saying taking one way or the other. And you know what? It's all within the same fucking circle. Wake up. It's the same. It's just you choose one or you choose the other. That's fine. Soul's journey. There's so much judgment on who chooses what. If there was more respect, maybe the experiences would make everybody wake up to their divine path instead. Who knows? We will see when time comes. Right now, we're in the betweens. So in the betweens, you gotta love and respect everybody. In the between, you gotta love and respect everybody. Because if you're in the between and you know you are, then you know what one path is about and what the other path is about. So you do your best with what you know. All right, so we will start with the revocation. A call to all spiritual contracts that exist within my past, present, and future beings, selves, and existence in this dimension and time streams, and all time streams above and below the Earth-centric sine wave of coexistence. At this exact moment, in the ever-present co-creating moment, I summon all DNA lineage ancestors to create a unified, proper spiritual court of equity, so I may find remedy and resolve with all contracts that have inserted fine print during the pre-birth, birth, childhood, puberty, and adult process. I call forth the proper spiritual court of equity to hear my decree of contract removal. I revoke all spiritual entities from the unseen world who mean to cause harm, distortion of truth, who tries to compromise my integrity, who blurs my clarity of vision, you are put on notice. I revoke all spiritual contracts that create an energetic imbalance. I revoke all dirty energy, sexual intent towards and by men and women that engender feelings of lust and sexual conquest. I revoke all entities of imbalance that want to use me as a vessel or channel to communicate unconsciously or consciously with entities of imbalance attached or parasitically around other people. All these in this now moment are disentangled and are put on notice to be dealt with by the proper spiritual court of equity in unity consciousness. Only pieces and parts of myself that are commensurate with the energy of my sacred divinity, that are in unity consciousness in this co creative moment, that are also in unity consciousness with the Earth Mother, and recognizes that I am the apex of this I am essence in this existence, are welcome to co create with me. Only energy that is in heart space in co creation with unity consciousness may participate and share wisdom in this co creative process of my reality. I hereby declare that I am more than good enough. I am infinite consciousness. I am God, Goddess incarnate. I am a sovereign being and hereby reclaim my sacred divinity in this spiritual court of equity. I am the wisdom of the feminine divine in honor of the wisdom of the masculine divine. I am the wisdom of the masculine divine in honor of the wisdom of the feminine divine. I call forth the ancestors to honor this reading of my free will and enter it into the Earth Akashic record for all sentient kind to understand our freedom comes with the use of free will at all times. And so it is. We're going to get a card from the Gateway of Light Activation. I know you felt that deep. And then we're getting one from the Shaman's Dream. I know you felt that deep. I am someone that in my chart I'm equally male and female, equally balanced energies. And I remember past lives and the energies and how it felt. You can channel all that, you know? What do we have for this collective that is coming forth now? I do impromptu lives. If you wish so, you can subscribe to my channel so that you're alerted. I'm probably in a different time zone than you, and sometimes I have night shifts, so I will be connecting with people from around the world at different time zones. So if you don't want to miss any of these impromptu lives that could just show up anytime, subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell just to be able to be at least reminded. And I also speak French. So for those of you that are more French speaking, you can request a reading. I can do it in French for you as well. We like Gateway of Light Activation. There we go. We got some. Stellar Gateway Activation. Infinite Potential Manifestation Vortex. We're in the middle of that. Seraphim's Gateway. Voice Activation. Angelic Attunement. Divine Support. That's me. Gaia Gateway Activation. Learning Experience. Wisdom Transmission. Earth Intelligence. You gotta get connected to the Earth Intelligence. And then Holy Grail, Inner Discovery, Finding Sacredness. You are what you seek. This is the next evolution. After listening to all the drama, what's been happening? Some are very good at actually explaining all the nitty-gritty and the details of what's going on in the background. And that's great. That's how you can connect as a human anyway, to say, what you're saying is true. I subscribe. Da, da, da. I'm the next evolution of this. So you're not going to like and subscribe right away. It'll come with time. No worries. The teachings will be there anyway. Oh, wow. Okay. The one that came out is the Divine Matrix. I just came out in my friend's reading. Like, I really recommend you to him. He's younger than me. And I love that because that's what the older generations want. They want the younger generations to actually have more ease, more facility, more ability than what we did, and not have to work so hard to get there. And he's got it. And I'm like, yay, I'm glad. Right now, how it is anyway, in these times, was that everybody was going to be equal, regardless what your age is. If you wanted to, if you put the effort to, if you actually had the willingness to connect that way, that was the difference. Because, you can have people that stayed on Earth for like 90 years, but they never really wanted to connect to anything else but just what was. Okay. Well, at least they know everything there is to know about what was. They've been on Earth for a long time. They know determination, perseverance, They have value. Don't dismiss them. The youth that have this, and as soon as they ask for it, they get it. Yay! I'm so glad it's happening, because in my generation, you asked for it, but you had to work 20 years before you actually get somewhere. So you had to develop patience, maybe because we're also like one of the generations that came to trailblaze and just totally, dismantle whatever that wasn't built on integrity. We're the trailblazers. You're making a new path. So because we had that drive, we had to learn patience so that we knew strategically when to go and do whatever it is that we need to do, and not just be at our own will. Now that all that is kind of open, now the youth that's actually saying, I want this, and they actually held on to that more than 4 days, at least more than 4 days, then it starts a momentum, okay? Yes, Abraham Hicks speaks about more than 17 seconds to start a momentum. However, you got to keep feeding it. But what I'm talking about is that sheer will, that depth. Yes, what she says is the beginning steps. What I'm saying is about something deep to unlock and activate shit inside of you that already is there. It's to remember stuff. It's to fast track stuff. A lot of people said, I didn't know you knew all this. I was like, I live by it. That's why I look so lucky to all of you. It takes a lot of friggin' work on the inside to do it. And now that I listen to the youth, and if you do too, if you listen to the youth and actually listen, you'll get the actual in-between wisdom that comes through by actually taking part and interest on what's going on in their lives, in that generation, not judging it. That goes for all the generations, right? I know from 80 to 0. Yeah. I can speak with them, 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 and totally understand where they're at. I wanted to know. It's part of one of the native Micmac honor song, one of the Micmac songs. It's called the Humble Song. And that one goes deep. It may sound like some simple song or whatever. When you really align with stuff, you get to discover, you get to be privy to receive the inner depths of something. Well, that's my path. Those that still think I'm special, whatever, that's up to you. That's your path. I know who I am. I won't force anything on you. When you come and ask for questions later, I'll answer. If I feel, because I just recently got the gift of being able to see friggin' intent in the background and almost friggin' hearing your thoughts, I'll be able to tell. if you really want to know, or if you're just trying to pull one on me. It's fun. It becomes fun when you know. So I'm going to read this one. The Divine Matrix, interconnectedness, synchronicity, God incidence. Oh, cool. Instead of coincidence, God incidence. Oh, that's cool. All right. Number what? Oh, it's just by name. Okay. Alphabetical order. Just give me a second here. The. So how to. Okay, TH. Oh, come on. Divine Matrix. Is it by. There it is. 64, which is a 10, which is number 9. Yay. Not number 9, number 10, which is number 1. Life. It's a numerology, number 1. Divine Matrix. Okay. 64. There it is. There it is. All right. Let's see. Last time I was showing a card in one of my readings, I showed it on the whole time I read and I didn't realize. Okay, here it is. Yes. And I just heard someone talk about this today. Sublunar, you are amazing. I don't come to you with my cosmic turtle, whatever. I go with my other one, Tina Loves Life. So, yeah. If you happen to find me anyway. Hey. All right. This came out today, the same day. Everything is connected. Everything that was, is, and ever will be is connected by an invisible bond of energy, uniting every living being from the past, present, and even future. This isn't a new idea. Every great mystic through the ages has understood that everything is one, and now scientists are beginning to provide evidence for it. The best way to describe the connection is as a lattice or grid, a divine matrix, where all points on this grid and we're all connected through it. It links us to our ancestry and loved ones, aspects of ourselves past, present, and future, and also the ancient and divine wisdom held in the quantum field of the universe. This card shows a giant stargate opening up to the universe and a piece of sacred geometry known as the flower of life. This is quite literally a two-dimensional image of the divine matrix, and the information held within it can help us begin to understand the inner and outer workings of this incredible universe. If you spend time with this image, you'll find multiple images within it, reminding us all that nothing is happening by chance, and that even when we can't fully comprehend it, there's a greater plan unfolding. So it says you are in alignment with the oneness of life and the inner workings of the universe. I changed the page. It says you're part of something great. That means that you are greatness expressing itself. Not one thing in your life has happened by chance. Even when you felt that things have been against you, a process has been unfolding, helping you understand your connectedness to all things. So there's no need to feel insignificant or lonely. It's also important to remember that the universe is always working in your favor and for your highest good. You may have felt lost, but know that nothing is ever lost, for we're all held in the heart of Source, and love is our connection to all things. It's hard to love, though, when you've been betrayed. It's hard to find connectedness with the energy of, especially when we feel we've been abandoned, rejected, all those feelings that we're actually processing right now. And it should, when we're ready to release it, that's what's going to be released in the time of the eclipse. Depends how you do this eclipse thing. I still don't like how it's being presented. IMO, in my opinion, right? Because, you got to say it that way. Just like anything else, you could see discernment. You could read between the lines, or you could, no matter what is, there is also more. All right, if I'm ADHD and mildly autistic and neurodivergent, and yeah, I'm accepting of it, because the world was going to go crazy anyway, or seemingly so, right? I remember all the different generations, 80s, 70s, those that are 80s, 70s, 60, 50, but every one of them done it. And they're pointing at the generation younger than them, or like a generation, so 20 years young. It looks like the whole world's going crazy. We weren't like that. That's nuts. And it's like, no, it's just different. Because if they were to be incarnated in your time with what they know today, they would say you guys were nuts. You understand? I mean, they tried to show it in Back to the Future somewhat, right? Now we're having pretty cool movies come out. It's kind of cool. All right, next card is the Shaman's Dream Oracle. They were all lined up anyway. I don't know. They were just there. I had a visitor and I did some card readings, and I asked, so they said yeah, and it helped. So this is for the collective right now. I help whenever I can. Whenever I'm called to. And sometimes you're called to and you're really tired. It's kind of like being the parent. You're tired and you still got to get up, and you still got to get your kids ready for school, and you still got to make their lunches and their breakfast, and because they're too young, although you are teaching them to be more independent, and it's still, in a way, being called by the divine. You feel like that parent that sometimes you're tired, but you learn to trust more on the inside, so you know when to sleep, you know when to nap, you know when you're actually listening more. There are some readers. One is amazing. I forget her name. She's just amazing, and she keeps herself so much in the love and light and everything. I used to be like that, but I did not have an awareness, and I wanted to know the balance, not just one side. And it's okay. I know readers that are totally on the other side. That's fun too. They don't like me. They don't. I'm pretty sure you're listening. You don't like me. Because I force you to make it balanced. Okay. And this other girl, since she's being divinely guided and has to listen to the guidance because that's where she's at, although she's all love and light, she's having the experiences of being defiant. Well, and then she sees the result of not listening, and then she's like, oh, I should have listened. And this is because there's a group in the collective that's coming in, and they are very, all right, they're here to just shine. Each one of us has something. Me, it's to create that balance, be the catalyst. Whatever doesn't work is going to be called out. I'm like that other 20-year-old that come out, 24-year-old. He come out and he's all about truth speaking. And say it like it is. And his first three is his rising, his sun sign, moon sign. All of these are all air signs. So yeah, he's going to say it like it is and totally be able to detach about it. For me, I'm an advocate, sucker for the underdog. So I will help karmics try to get out of their situation. At least give the guidance so they can redeem themselves. That's in my chart. And the light, totally support the light. However, I will help those that are trying to step up on their path. I bring you in and I take you out. That's part of my soul's workings. For those of you that remember, because I look familiar, then you'll know what I'm talking about. I bring you in safely and I take you home safely. Me, the human, doesn't know about this, but got experiences that kind of reflected that truth. That's what the greater other aspects of me are doing on the outside of this 3D matrix. Okay, awareness is good. It's not my direct right now reality. However, whenever someone expresses some kind of feeling of familiarity, I have to feel if it is from that or if it's from lust or trying to gain a connection to me for me to be their food, right? Energetic food. So, nice. We got card number 10. For me, water, the emotions. Water is the element that connects with emotions. And we say deep diver, diving into a task. And usually, and it's number 10, it's mostly for people that would be like a life path number 1. I've done it. I know I'm a life path number 1. Those are the ones that are willing to go down, dive deep down into the depths of darkness, shine a light, find out the truth, and come back to the surface and share it. That's what I can do. That's what I've done for myself and others because I share what I learn. From the integration of what I've learned, I share by being who I am. Each one of you can use that same model. I'm the first one to say it. It's going to go in it's already patent anyway. So if you make a reference, it is me. So you can use that model in whatever way you're going into life and discovering about yourself. Okay, I'm showing all the different structures that exist in the matrix of life. Okay, let's get the definition. Deep diver, diving into a task. I'm just gonna. Can I pause a live? No way. I have a thing about my bladder and I have to go. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. Enjoy the music. All right. Thank you for your patience. All right. I know if I did a live every day, then I'd have more viewers, and because they would see consistency. I know people that have like 100,000 subscribers, and they do and in their intro they say, if you come to my channels because you were meant to, and all that. Yes, and their messages are profound, and I love it. Now, this message here, if you come to it because there's not a lot of followers, although there's a lot of viewers, there's not a lot of followers or subscribers, you would call. When you come here, it will be meant to. It's already 45 minutes in. Are you still even here? All right. Let's get the definition for deep diver. Diving into a task. Number 10. And this is from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. A shaman is someone that has equal balance, that has equal divine masculine energy and equal divine feminine energy, and understands both energies regardless of the sex that they have physically. They will have more of an embodiment of the actual physical DNA sex that they came with, regardless of altercations, if they did it through science and got parts changed. Regardless of that, you came in with a DNA, that is your main embodiment. However, I came in female, which is the wisdom. Male is the insight. Now, all those insights I got from other lifetimes when I was male, I have some memories of some. They come in past life regressions. I came in as female because she holds the wisdom, and she would be able to bring in the embodiment of the balance of both. That's why it's so important with the rise of the divine feminine. And it also explains the plus 2,000 years of patriarchal whatever around the world, like 7,000 or whatever. Anyway, the divine masculine taking over on the scale. However, creating a distortion and repressing the female, that she is no longer part of the reality and it was only male. And then next thing you know, the female just started rising because it was time. And hello, we're on a planet that's female. She creates both, just like I'm a mama. I gave birth to a boy. Genetically, yes, it's the male chromosomes that defines. And I was with another partner. I guess my body cannot hold females. They could not be born through this channel. And that's okay too. Alright. Deep diver. Embracing risk. Diving into a task. New discoveries. It's easy to play in the shallows. Here we go. Let's put that right there. I'll try to hold it. It's a mermaid. It's a merfolk, merperson. Yeah. Okay. It's easy to play in the shallows where the waters are clear and you can see all that glitters by your feet. Anyone can venture here. There is little risk, nothing to discover, no dark secret, nothing that you can't already perceive. The treasure has long been picked away, replaced by a gentle certainty. In the shallow river is safety and no surprises. But that's not who's calling you now. The deep diver invites you to take the plunge with him. You can't see the bottom, but you must swim into the dark depths to find the mystery that eludes you now. He knows where the pearls lie underneath the ancient sands. You are called to look beyond the surface of things for your answer. Let your intuition propel you into the water, allowing your memories to swirl around you and your emotions to well up as you face the unknown. Your curiosity will be your greatest guide. You'll surely discover something wondrous to bring back to everyone who is waiting by the shore. Waiting? Huh? But only you will truly know the value of your discovery. Are you willing to do the work? Dive in, make the commitment to see it through, and you'll be amazed. That is the message. That's a deep one. Very much. Nice. I always shuffle them again before I put them away, so they're pre-shuffled for the next time. It also shakes off whatever. Because some days I'll just grab whatever and I'll just do a reading right there. That's why I always like when I put my toys away. It's like when I'm cooking, I clean as I go, so that way by the end of it, the meal's ready and you don't have much dishes anyway. I guess that's part of my chart. It has Virgo in there and it's that practical part. All right, we're not doing the rebels. We're doing the angelic light work. We're in between the eclipses. I keep hearing that song, Total Eclipse of the Heart. All right. I've heard other readers and how they mimic each other and it's because what one says the other picks up on, and they're like, yeah, I've been hearing that too, and they're meeting in the same arena of what it is that you can discover as a card reader, and I'm choosing to go like past that. I want to go deeper. I've always wanted to go deeper. You know what I said when I was a child? You know how you ask a child around 8, 9 years old, before they're 10 anyway, you ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? Right? Many people say, I want to be the president of the United States, or I want to be a fireman, or I want to be a doctor, or anything, everything, all those things, what they would like to do. They asked me what I'd like to be. They asked me what I want to do. I said, I remember my answer. I found it weird that they didn't really, they kind of laughed at me and they said, good luck. I said, when I grow up, I want to learn all the languages in the world because I want to talk with everybody. I'm older and I'm remembering that memory. And I'm like, that is odd. That is different. Now that I know the world and everything, like, I'm getting back to getting to know me. Like, there's a split. You forget pieces, parts. Then you get back to yourself. It's a full circle, right? So I'm like, that is different, isn't it? Because not many children would say that. I must have been I was revealing to them that I was mission driven, that I had a purpose. I was sharing it with the ones that I felt that supported me and welcomed me, accepted me. I thought I was an open book. I did not know that it was tough for people to see inside of me, to see me as an open book. I did not know that. That's because I have the ability to see in you and see you for who you are and accept you for who you are. And people even took that weirdly because they said nobody else does that. Why are you different? So I don't know. Ask them. Ask. What are you doing at my door? I hear if there's someone by my door. I can tell. They left. All right, let's get an angelic light work, healing oracle. I might not wait for one to just drop because some of these seem like they're stuck. So I am gonna go through. So stop, split it in two right there, and pick the fourth one from the bottom part. Okay. And they could be stuck. 1, 2, And they're thick. So we're at 2. Let me make sure. Okay. 2, 3, and a fourth one. All right. What does it say? Card number 24. Hearing guidance. Oh, how many of you wanted that? Y'all wanted that. This is my card holder. I guess I got a card holder that came with it. Not really good, is it? Oh yeah, I guess it is. Can I would have to put another whatever here, and then it kind of. Let's get another. Oh yeah, everything is sideways, so I may not. Oh, that's better. Okay. Hearing guidance. Look at that image, it's beautiful. All right. 24. Let me look in the book, and as I read it, at least you get to see the card. 20. 26. Hearing guidance. Hearing authentic spiritual guidance requires a drop from the head into the heart. Yeah, you bring your awareness, usually through breathing, and you see through, your awareness sees through your heart. You eventually get to feel it too. It's not just an imagination, it's felt. It has to be felt for it to be known. If it's just seen, observed, it's not known because you haven't felt it, the depths of it. I could see that a baby comes out of a woman's vagina, but if I didn't go through it myself, I would not know what the experience is. I could definitely describe how it looks like. That's the difference between knowing and observing and talking like you do know, but really you don't. All right. We'll leave it at that. That's where people with divine guidance got given the gift of discernment anyway, to know who's only talking out of their ass and who's actually knowing because they went through it. You know, it's kind of like we respect our veterans because they went through the crap. They were told it was for all of us. They were protecting our freedoms. Now they're all left in the streets and nobody fucking gives a fuck about them, and they don't give that reference because the whole world and the freedoms, it was all a lie. For those that still respect the job they did, I'll tell you, the veterans will tell you, like, go fuck yourself. I did it all for nothing. I was manipulated and it was bullshit. It was for a deep, dark agenda and I had no clue I was part of it. It's okay. Nobody knew until it got brought to light because it was time. I was ex-military, 3 years, so I know. My dad was military. Yeah. Okay? No. So after going the warrior path, I went the spiritual path, but I had started off with the spiritual path. And then I realized later with the spiritual path, I was a spiritual warrior. Okay, that makes sense. That's why I'm so contrary since I was a child and just, yeah, a catalyst. Not afraid of it either anymore. A catalyst full of compassion and forgiveness. But don't mess with them. Because if you got yourself in a jam, I can't break no curses of yours. You did your time. You did the crime, you got to do the time. That's just how it works. I did my own time too. Spiritual messages can be best heard through the feelings of the heart. When we aim to channel guidance word for word, we may engage intellect, analysis, logic, and reason. These are useful qualities, but they can block spiritual guidance that is more intuitive and non-rational. Spiritual guidance often asks us to have faith when we cannot see a good reason for it, and to trust in the unknown when we'd rather have a map and a clear set of instructions with everything laid out in great detail in advance. Yeah, half the time I know why they didn't tell me anything, or they told me only so much. If I would have known or seen or imagined the whole thing, I would have felt like I went through the experience and I wouldn't have experienced it. So all the divine did was give me pieces and parts just to get me curious enough to get into the experience. Then I had to really go through the experience so I can actually gain the wisdom, which is what I was asking for in the first place. It's just I didn't know it required that much to get through, and it demanded a lot. And that's why I tell people the path of enlightenment, the path of getting out of karmic cycles and going into the divine chosen one path. I tell you, it is possible to do. It's just going to require a lot of whatever it is, every last drop of strength you have humanly possible to even get on that path. And once you're on it, then you could start moving forward, but then it'll still demand some effort for you to keep going forward if you do truly want to get out of that karmic cycle path. Now, what I say is that it is not easy, however, it is possible. Okay, for those of you that actually would like to get out of the crap you're in, not do the time, it would require something even harsher than the time you got to do. Oh, excuse me, this is past the hour. Give me a second. What do we have? No, 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 no. You can't stop this. Hey. And it has to be no copyright. No copyright. No copyright. Let me go back. Ah! It has to be no copyright. Okay, back to it. It only runs for an hour. And I don't want anything else to get on YouTube that, is not copyright. But I like having the music in the background, and I love that sound. It's 300 violins. Okay. So I'm just saying, it is possible for those of you that are, wondering, that are feeling already crappy about whatever it is they got to go through. If you wanted to do the change, it's possible. However, it's going to be even more demanding than what you got to go through for the rest of your life in this one as a karmic. All right? Just saying. Okay. Spiritual guidance often asks us to have faith when we cannot see a good reason for it, and to trust in the unknown when we'd rather have a map and a clear set of instructions with everything laid out in great details in advance. Thanks very much. That's the expression. I like this writer. Okay. This oracle comes to you with an encouragement to drop into spiritual knowing, to become as detached as possible, and allow your heart to attract, guide, and move you forward on your path. When they say detached, a lot of us, we tend to disassociate. It's not the same. Detach is still be part of the environment. It's just you don't give a fuck what's going on. It's just you're not. And disassociate is totally being the hermit and stepping away and don't want to be. There's a difference. One is by fear, one is by wisdom. You gotta know the difference. People say, yeah, I detached from that. I haven't hanged out and blah, 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 and in society for 10 years. And no, that was disassociative. It wasn't detachment. It was fear. Maybe it was needed. Maybe you needed to be in that hermit time for that long so you can actually get to know thyself and build up the strength that you need and the courage that you need before you actually go back to society again. I'm not judging it. I'm saying the difference in the words that you may be using. Okay? Especially we're in Mercury retrograde, so this is especially the time where a lot of people have miscommunications. You can talk about the electronics and blah 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 and all that. It doesn't matter. It's also in the speech between two people. Because this person's going through this person's going through that in that time. So those energies sometimes when you're talking cannot compute. Don't know what you're talking about right now. That's what happens between the people. I was born in Mercury retrograde, so I'm good. No, it doesn't bother me because I was born in the Mercury retrograde, an intense one. So I can make myself pretty clear. It's when I when I speak from a higher vibration, that's when people don't understand me because they're not there. Or if I speak the truth and they are in denial and they don't want me to say anything else, they will try to make me say, I don't know what you're talking about. But they definitely do. They just don't want to hear about it. They're like, and I've had people that were honest enough to say, I don't want to talk about that right now. I just want to do that. I just want to like totally not deal with that right now. And I'm like, thank you for telling me. Now I can give you that respect because you respected me and you told me. You know, if they verbalized it, okay. And I try my best because, of course, there's a internal whatever, and it's gonna come back around to it again. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's my internal program. It'll just automatically come back to that. If I see pain, I want to heal. I want to help. And if you're not ready to, So yeah, I'm just saying. All right. Although you may be concerned about how things could possibly work out for the best, Archangel Gabriel reassures you that you will know all that you need to know at the best time, in the best way. Keep listening to your heart. Healing magic. Healing magic and manifestations with Archangel Gabriel. Connecting to your heart takes you into a secret space. You may wish the best at hand. You may wish to rest a hand on your heart. Close your eyes and breathe. Be here now. Rest in the present moment. Consider what you are grateful for and then say aloud, Archangel Gabriel, thank you for your presence and for bringing the gift of spiritual messages, higher understanding, and inner healing for the greatest good of all. You wash my heart and mind in the sacred waters that cleanse and renew the soul, and I am ready to experience healing and rebirth. Please hold and protect the sacred space for healing to happen according to divine wisdom. My heart is open to you, beloved angel. I surrender into your protection and guidance of this sacred word, this sacred work. So be it. Roland, thank you. For those of you that are saying we shouldn't be doing that to angels, look, angels were assigned by God to, and each one of them has a specific gift to give. Now, we're always aligned with the divine source, the Most High. And when we ask for the help, it's like we're asking an aspect of God to come and help us. The embodiment of that energy can come through not only by a divine being in the ethereal sense, in the, like a light being showing up to you. It could be a human being coming by, crossing paths, and telling you something. Just know that song, Alanis Morissette. Was it Alanis Morissette? Who was it? I forget the title. I remember the song. It says, "What if God was one of us?" It could be the person in the streets that just said something. They weren't begging for anything. They weren't displaying your stereotypical behavior towards you. They said something totally profound. That's because it was divinely guided. And it had to come from that person in the streets for you to realize you're not that down and out that you cannot receive as well from the divine. Don't you know we're on the same bubble? They talk about God and the devil, okay? They're from the same realm. Wake up. It was made specifically for this incarnation so you would have duality, yes, so it could push you, so it can make you grow. And everything else would be reflected around you that it just has ease to do so. Like the plants, the trees, the trance. That's tree and plant put together, the trance. Okay, that's Mercury retrograde. I just did a Brad Jolie thing. Like I put the two names of, yes, two different things together. That happens a lot. Like no collective, that you have your individual experience. You are your own sovereign being. You have your own will. There's a collective experience. That's co-creation with others. And then there's the divine realm, which is you are connected with everything and you can align your free will with the divine will. Follow its guidance. Go forward. 1, 2, 3. The triangle, the circle, and the cube. Or the triangle, the cube, the circle, whichever one. It's sacred geometry all around. It's all part of the same realm. And this is what I'm bringing, is the truth, that there's no duality, really. The duality was to make you grow, and you'll continuously live through the duality until you make it one. There's a greater intelligence that's holding your whole body together, because you got a left side and you got a right side and a left side, right? Left side, right side, and you're all one. You're not like walking half and half. So there's a divine intelligence that's in the physical reality, that's omnipresent, that is within each cell of anything that exists, and it has its own consciousness. All that is supporting you while your awareness was put into darkness as an individual spark of the Creator. And now you're re-becoming aware. And we're doing it not only individually, but also in a collective. I just saw numbers. 1, 13, 13. And that's just before it. You'll see it on the time. Huh. All right, collective creator, everybody. This has been your collective live reading for the revocation and the extras that came with it. Has to do with it. Like, if you really do the research, most of these companies that have like I can't say names here, 2 brands that on commercials, they're always against each other. Just know that it is the same owner that owns the 2 companies. So that is true. Think about it. In the political arena, that is true. In the world leadership, saying this one's against that one. No, it's all together. Come and see me. You haven't seen me yet. I guess you can't really reach out, can you? As long as you're trying to instill fear in others, then you will not be able to get in contact or get near enough. The rest will come on the next transmission. All right, collective. Thank you very much. This has been fun, and we will see you again. This is Tina from Cosmic Turtles. I'll see you next time.